Today I'll be discussing the possibility of S&P inclusion into Tesla stock. And I know what you're thinking, how can that be when they weren't added on the quarterly rebalancing of the S&P committee? However, you have to keep in mind that the three companies that were added are significantly smaller in market cap in contrast to Tesla. The last time a company this large joined the S&P 500 before joining the S&P 400 was Facebook, and this was years ago. And that was back then when Facebook had a $122 billion market cap. Tesla right now is sitting roughly at $370 billion in market cap. So it's 3 times the size of Facebook. And in addition to that, of all the 3 companies that were added into the S&P 500, combined, Tesla has a higher market cap than all 3. So I'm going to theorize here, because things are looking suspicious, why they added the issuing of a $5 billion worth of shares at this time and then sold within such a short period of time, because they had the option to slowly sell off these shares. It didn't look like on the balance sheets that Tesla desperately was needing cash. That was far from the truth. I'm hypothesizing in my head the possibility that the S&P 500 committee, due to the liquidity of the stock and the volatility which is associated with it, has approached Elon Musk and his directors and said, look, we need you to issue new stock so there's more liquidity prior to us adding into the S&P. If that's the case, then following the patterns that we've seen from the last S&P 500 with Facebook, they were added roughly 1 week after the rebalancing. Let me just check the dates right now. As of right now, it is Wednesday, 9th of September. I'm thinking it's going to be roughly the 18th of September we're going to get news of S&P 500 inclusion, because Musk had no reason to sell all those shares within a short period of time. He didn't need to do that. It's a bit suspicious here. It's very suspicious. And on the topic of the issuing of the shares, a lot of people have said $25 billion they should have done, which I disagree with personally. I think they should have done more, but $10 billion is what I would have done. Now, I don't own a $1 billion company, but that's what I would have done. I think the $5 billion was very conservative, just so he didn't spook off many new investors, which makes a lot of sense after a stock split. Now, with that being said, I think that another very important topic that I'd like to address, this battery investor day. I've got a lot of skin in the game. I've got a shitload of shares of Tesla, so I am very bullish, but let's just take it from a non-biased point of view. Everyone is hyping up Battery Investor Day so much that they expect Elon Musk to be shooting laser beams out of his eyes by the end of it, which I'm excited for it. The last time we've seen this over expectation, this such high bar that was set, was the quarterly review of Tesla with the Q2 earnings. And we both know what happened then. The stock went down because the expectation was too high. They smashed expectation on Wall Street, and yet the stock went down because the expectation was just, it couldn't be attained. The bar was raised way too high. Another example of that was Virgin Galactic on the cabin reveal day. That was a huge expectation to see the interior of a cabin, but guess what? All we saw was an animation of the cabin. We didn't know we were seeing that. We thought we were seeing an actual cabin that was built. All we saw was an animation, and so that over expectation then plummeted the stock as well, and it hasn't recouped its value from then. It's still on the decline. It's still very bearish. As much as I want to overhype Tesla, being that I am a Tesla shareholder, I just struggle to see how this is going to be a very positive catalyst with this bar set so unbelievably high. I'm sure there's going to be huge announcements on Battery Investor Day, whether that's the introduction of autonomous vehicles, a robo-taxi fleet, the scaling of battery production, the full vertical integration of the mining. I believe Musk has deliberated that he wants to buy one of these mines, source the nickel himself, but he's also contacted a bunch of contractors in the last few days, or weeks I should say, in regards to nickel mining in a sustainable manner. I believe that will be future prospects where they vertically integrate everything from the resources all the way into the car, the processing of the ores to the nickel to the car. But that's for future. The scalability of these batteries is what's going to be the most important. So if you enjoyed this content, feel free to give it a like and subscribe if you want. And yeah, make sure to turn on notifications so you can get my videos popping up whenever I upload. and that would be most appreciated, right? Hopefully you enjoyed this, and have a good day.